another conscious legislator in the House who's actually been speaking out on issues of criminalization of poor folks for a while. David Campos, come on up.
I'll be very brief, but you know, we really are at a critical juncture in terms of the history of our country. You have the federal government talking about giving Wall Street a bailout of $700 billion, and as that's happening, you have a federal government that's targeting poor people. And here in San Francisco, the city government, the leadership of this government is targeting poor people, criminalizing poor people. What kind of society are we? So this is why it's so important for all of us, people of good conscience, to stand up and say that is not what San Francisco is about. That is not who we are as a city. That is not who we are as a country. Vote no on L. Do not criminalize poor people. San Francisco, we are better than that. Thank you.
All right, again, was about changing the notion of what media is. It's interesting that no corporate, what I would call white media, is in the House, but thank you to the API media, thank you to Bill Quigley, thank the Poor News Network. I'm going to call this mess out, because that's how they can keep the lies perpetuated in excellent love. Thank you. Thank you very much for being out in Florida. So I'm going to ask one of our folks, and I think I just lost my sound. I'm going to ask one of our scholars in the House to rep another form of media, which is what we call poetry scholarship. Queen Nande, come on up. Queen Nande! Did you get compliments? Okay, oh great. Thank you.
I'm getting back phone.
All right.
We're standing here today because the poor are being criminalized for being poor. But isn't it a crime to make people poor? Isn't it a crime to deny people the equal rights of housing, job opportunities, no discrimination against mentally challenged or the poor or the disabled? Isn't that a crime? Isn't it a crime to leave babies that are starving to death because you want to make the damn cuts because those children can't get out there and fend for themselves? Their dead bodies, their blood is on your hand. The elderly that are left in their homes, left there to die, misused and abused, their blood and their bodies are on your hands also. That is a crime. That is a crime to sit here and treat people like they are subhuman, dehumanization, just for profit. That is a crime. And just to say that, I got something called Is It a Crime? Is it a crime to be criminalized, thrown in jail for too many tears falling from my eyes? Is it a crime that me and my child alone, abused, begged like dogs for help just to be thrown to the wolves? I lost a lot here. My family, my home, and my love. Now I'm just shackled to the pavement with my blanket, waiting for the police to take me to my metal home without a solid job. Is it a crime? Hell no. The crimes are manipulation to exploitation, sexploitation to miseducation, gentrification to gang injunction malfunction, and now all our poor behinds are like basketballs to be slam dunked in jail. They profit, but we perish. That is a crime committed not only in the broad daylight, but committed against our very daily lives. And tell me what is a crime. Thank y'all.
Couple last speakers before we're done. I'm going to ask Elizabeth from SRO Collaborative to come up and speak the truth about what's happening to our allies and all the folks in the hood. Come on up.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Alexander, and I work for Pendleton Housing Clinic with SRO Collaborative and La Voz Latina. And we have been fighting against these courts for a long time because we understand that this is just the left hand for gentrification, right? That this is just terrorizing our communities. And the same person that invited the immigration agents into the juvenile halls, the same person that is supporting these raids right now by saying they're targeting criminals, is the same person that's pushing this community justice court, and that's the mayor, right? That there's a thick plot here that if we can't warehouse folks, then carry not cash, and if that didn't work, and we're not going to invest more money into the folks, and the only thing we're going to do is criminalize, and that's clearly what he's doing right now. You know, the mayor would have got rid of the ID programs as well. I mean, this is a full-out attack on our communities. The CJC is about terrorizing communities. It's the left-handed gentrification. If he wanted to restructure the criminal justice system, which is the words he's using, he would reform 850 Bryant. And I think that's been said already, and I think that really warrants being said again. That if this is about, let's not criminalize these kinds of things, let's actually provide services, and we would see a massive restructuring of 850 Bryant and a massive investment into services. But what we're seeing right now is historic cuts. And I think it's also worth stating that within this web of lies is the fact that 20% of the Tenderloin are Latino folks. There is not a single mental health service. There is not youth support services. There is nothing that's available at Tenderloin for Spanish-speaking folks. And yet this is supposed to be a court that focuses on everybody, right? But what we've seen in the Tenderloin recently is, in connection with the raids and in connection with immigration agents, is new criminalizing tactics called the Violence Reduction Traffic Unit. I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is a traffic unit that is specifically geared towards finding the quote-unquote Honduran youth, but it's also, that's the new buzzword right now, but also for trying to stop drivers who they may have drugs, guns, or vehicles that were either stolen or used in larger crimes. So clearly they're targeting, you know, a few communities, youth of color. Every single person we've ever seen pulled over, they happen every Wednesday, are young Latino men in their 20s. And this has happened every single time we've been filing OCC complaints against these acts. And the captain of the police station told me a couple days ago that they deported a 12-year-old. In the last couple of weeks, that they deported a 12-year-old. He said, "Well, I didn't know what else to do because I knew that the city was going to deport him, so we just did it. You know, we went ahead and did it anyways." So this is a full-on attack of the communities, and we shouldn't see it as anything else. And thank you all for being here, and I really appreciate your work.
Thank you.